Hello again from the Northcoates Nieuport build. Had a day of pottering about today really. There's still, I suppose, the tank and engine are the next major thing, so I'm just putting bits together, little bits faffing about. Just chilled and enjoyable day, just messing in the workshop today, so been quite pleasant. Still cold, it's foggy and damp and miserable out, and I was hoping I might get a flight today, but that ain't gonna happen. It's just cleared up now, but I've had enough for the day, so heading home, and there will be too many aeroplanes to move to get mine out, so I'm calling it a day. Anyway, I'll spin it around, show you what I've done, and you can check out today's pottering. So as you can see, I've moved things around. I've been working on the firewall, got that firewall done, and as you can see, I put the wheels on. Might not have been such a good idea because it keeps moving around every time I try and work on it. I'm definitely going to have to put some chocks under those. Should have thought about that, shouldn't I? So what have I been doing? Okay, well, you can see I've been planning the forward end there. That's going to be the where the instrument panel is going to go. I've put an extra piece on the bottom. As you can see, it's just taped up as a rough guess. Just see, I could maybe put switches along there maybe, or even put a further panel underneath it, but I can't do anything until I know where my knees are going to go, where my legs are going to go. Can't do anything about that until I get, guess what, the fuel tank. So that's holding things up there, but I'll move around and you can see that we now have a firewall. It's in place. It's not fully in place because the engine mounting have got to go there and there. One thing I don't know is what the hell the thread on the engine mounting bolts are, because they're certainly not AN bolts. They I've no idea. They're quite a coarse thread, so I've no idea what they are. But anyway, they're in place there. I took these bolts out here, those ones for the wing wires, and re-threaded them after putting the so that's really all that's holding it in. You know, I said about extending the firewall. Well, that's what I've done there. That's the extension you can see there, and what I've done is I've curled it under. If I can get down here, I've only put 5 rivets in at the minute in case I need to take it off and pull them out again, but which will leave a few more bits to rattle in the pipes, but that is as it is. But hopefully I won't need to take this off anymore, so I've just riveted that round there, and that seals it off. I've got a proper seal from the cabin and a proper firewall basically. You can see what I mean about the engine mounts. That obviously that bit of angle is going to have to come off, but that's where the engine bolt is, and it's nowhere near where the end of the firewall would have been, so I don't quite know what's gone on there. That one is just in place, you can just see it there, but even that doesn't quite hit the firewall. It's had it fit in, it's gone onto the extra bit, so I don't quite know what that is about, but that's all pretty good. Looks nice. As you can see, I decided to put the angle forwards. I don't think it makes any difference whether it goes forwards or backwards really, so I've done it that way. Hopefully that will be good. The other little thing I've been playing around with is, I mentioned it in a previous video, the stirrup for the foot step. Let me just show the plan for this, and the plan for that is sort of like that. Quite how I'm going to attach it I don't know, but it'll go there, and that plate will give something for the cloth to attach to. That's my thinking anyway. But yeah, that'll look quite neat. I think it's big enough for my big feet to get in there. So that's it for today. Really, like I said, just a bit of pottering about. and a few little bits, and maybe just winding down for the Christmas period as well, I guess. But as I'm not a big fan of Christmas, I won't exactly be celebrating much. My partner's working Christmas Day and New Year's Day and stuff, so we're having our Christmas on the 22nd with family around. But yeah, that's it for today. Maybe back tomorrow. Not sure whether I'm going to do any more tomorrow. If it's flyable, I'm going to go flying. Well, there we go, folks. I've got the seat in place. Not fully fitted yet. It's got to be bolted in properly, but I need some proper length bolts. But you get the picture. Can fit my fat ass in it now. Looks okay. I'm quite pleased with the results on that. It looks nice. I am considering putting some wrap on that that rear bulkhead there. Might look nice with that wooden wrap, like the uprights there. That's and it was sort of matching with the seat. So. That's a possibility. We'll see when it comes. I'll do that. Think about that more when it comes to the covering. Been playing around a little bit today. I've sorted out the feet on the seat there. I've put some nylon to protect that cross member. I have put the stirrup in there, which has got a face for the cloth to fix onto, and it's, if you can see behind there, if you can. It's on a piece of bent tubing. I think you've probably seen that before. I think you've probably shown the video, but that's in nice and solid now. So that's obviously it's going to get kicked a bit as I'm getting in and out of the thing. And I've also just temporarily fitted that bulkhead there, which will have the instrument panel on it. I don't know how low I'm going to be able to go with that instrument panel until I get the fuel tank in. One of the reasons that's not fitted as well, I need to get in there for the fuel tank and stuff, and the seat's going to have to come out for that sort of thing. So, but that's it for today. I don't know how much I'm going to get done over the next week. It's currently Christmas Eve, so even though we had our Christmas Day yesterday with family and stuff due to my partner's work commitments, I'm just here to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and prosperous and Happy New Year. This probably won't come out until the New Year anyway, so it'll be a bit late by then. But thoughts are there, and enjoy the festive period, or I hope you have enjoyed the festive period. Cheers, folks. Bye. I've just been playing around a bit today. Just putting a few ideas together for a throttle quadrant there. Just messing about. There's no friction in it. It needs some friction in there, but it's an idea. Obviously I don't know whether I'm going to need a mixture. I don't know what I'm going to need, particularly until I get the engine. That's sort of what's holding things up now, but I'm figuring I can put it in the cockpit there on a board somewhere on there. Probably the other way around. I've done a lever for mixture and a throttle lever. I'll put some wooden handles on it as well, make it look a bit vintage or whatever. But it's just playing around really. I'm just sort of killing time. There's not a lot I can do, at least until I get the fuel tank, and the engine's really the next bit. So the other job I've been doing is making some card formers for the cutting the turtle deck there. Again, problems with it. I've tried a couple of positions for that, for where the instrument panel is going to go. It'll go. I'll put a wooden fascia over the front of that, but that's sort of the best position for it. And I've got a sheet of metal that will make this piece here, just here. But if I wanted it will fit with the instrument panel in that position, with that former there in that position. But if I want it any further back, it doesn't fit, because I would have preferred to have that former here, right next to the V struts there, because the problem I've got now is when I cut this former out, shaping it, still pottering with the shape. A couple of things I'm not keen on. Firstly, there's no strength in that there at all. It's just a thin piece of alloy. So there's no strength in it, and climbing in and out, it's going to get battered. I know there's going to be a lever over the edge of it, but still not keen on that fragility of that bit. I quite like the cowl I've put over the instrument panel. That looks quite cool, I think, quite nice. They're sort of set back, but I'll possibly pull the instruments forwards a bit from it anyway, because that's how they were mounted in the originals. But the problem I've got is this bit here, is because it is so far forward, I would normally have just been able to cut that there, and it would have had a separate piece. I don't quite know what to do about that, whether to do it in two separate pieces, but as you can see, I'm left with very little metal there, and that's, it's very little metal there. What I'm thinking of is putting a bend in, 90-degree bend in there, trying to curl a bend round. I'll do it when it's flat, with my crimping pliers possibly. Put a 90-degree bend in there, and then maybe run and rivet a piece of 10mm tubing to give it some sort of rigidity, and then of course I'll put some of the old lagging, this stuff, some of that around the edge, over the top, and then obviously a leather or faux leather. I'm guessing a bit of pleather on it, but that's sort of give you the idea to go along there. You can see from there. So that's the plan, but I just think that looks very flimsy indeed. There for climbing in and out, gonna brushing me as we've already discovered, my fat ass over the top. So I'm thinking that might be the best solution there. I quite like it's nice when I'm in. It's really awkward. I'm going to need some handhold somewhere as well to get possibly on the wing up here, a handhold there to give me something to climb up out of the cockpit, because it is a very snug little place, as you can see. But I quite like it. Looks the biz to me. I quite like the look of that. That's coming on with some wooden fascia in there and stuff, and some instruments. I think that'll look the biz. So, as you see, I've been pottering. I don't know whether I've showed you the seat in place as well. That's the seat in place. Again, looks quite nice, and it'll have plywood covering here, there, and then it has the cheek cowls that come from this, cheek cowls that come over from there, which are a distinct part of the thing. But as you can see, we're getting onto aesthetics now, and yeah, it's looking nice. But I don't do anything. I don't cut any metal until I've got the fuel tank, because the other thing is obviously the fuel tank filler cap is going to have to come through here somewhere. But it gives you an idea, just a big white blob, gives you an idea from a distance of what the finished product will look like. I'm going to have to see about how to attach the metal on there and onto here, whether to put the metal folded over, riveted on, and then the plywood over the top. Not sure. Maybe I should put the metal over the top of the plywood. Don't know, put the plywood on first. I guess I'll use P-clips to put the plywood on. Screw it on with P-clips. I'm guessing, but still, I don't do anything permanent until I've got a fuel tank at least, and preferably the fuel tank in the engine, so I know what I'm actually working with. So that's it for today. I'll go back and get some warmth into me because I'm freezing cold now again. So back in a freezing cold workshop, as you can tell, yet another layer of clothing on. Soon be like the Michelin man the way it's going in here. Just a day of pottering really, still
not a lot I can do till the new year, but it gives me a chance to sit back and think a bit. Again, so a bit of pottering. I'll show you what I've done. I've sat in the cockpit for a while, had to think about things. Still not sure about getting in and out of the cockpit is quite a difficult thing. I think I'm going to need to have a handhold on the top of the wing somewhere. But there's not a lot I can do about that until I get to the covering stage, I guess, really. I need to think about it, but see what I can organise. But it's just awkward getting in and out, really. Short of step ladders. I'm not quite sure. I'm still thinking about that. As I say, I've been sat in the cockpit quite a bit, just looking at things and working out. I've had another go at the throttle quadrant. Looks nice now. I'm just going to take it home and varnish the woodwork on it. I know they were originally metal in actual fact, but it needs some wood in it. It should have been a wooden aeroplane, so it needs some wood in it. So I think I'll do it as a wooden finish and try and get as much wood in there as I can now, to make it look, you know, a little more original. So I'll turn this round, show you what I've been pottering with today. Okay, so that's what I've been playing with. I've changed that aluminium frontage for a wooden one. I'll take it home and varnish it. I've put a couple of wooden handles on, or will be on there. Either screw them on or possibly even just glue. I'll have a look at that, but that looks quite nice. Get some varnish on it. I've left them extended at the bottom at the minute because I don't know how the throttle's going to work out, whether it's going to need to be attached above the pivot line or below the pivot line, but I've got both options there. Been sitting in, feeling where it's comfortable to get it on the side wall. Looks good. The other thing I've done is I've cut out possible shape for the instrument panel. As you can see, the instruments I've currently got, turn, slip, ASI, altimeter and compass. They are there, they will fit. Not sure about the compass position at the minute, but I do want the turn and slip as a major instrument, airspeed indicator, altimeter. Obviously I've got to make room for it. Engine instruments, switches, they've got to be switches. I'll probably be able to put along this bottom panel here, is what I'm thinking. Engine instruments, one side or both sides. Not sure. So the compass is the thing really, whether I swap them over. I don't know, that might be a better position. We can see that little dotted line is where the fluted edge of the top goes, so it just gives me a reminder just where it is. And that's pretty well what I've been doing today. Not really a lot done. I quite like that. That'll look nice when it's all varnished up, I think. So I'll take it home where it's drier, warmer and less dusty, and we'll stick some varnish on that. But again, really we're just being held up with the tank and the engine, which are going to be the next jobs. You've seen the firewall forward. Obviously before I fit the engine I need an engine mount. So I've spent a lot of time just sitting, thinking, and the other problem I'm thinking about is these brakes. Back to the bloody brakes. I like them, they work well. Turn around, they work well, but there is no room for any movement on them. And what I'm bothered about is, should the axle slip any, even just 1/8 of an inch, if it grabs onto these, it could very easily flip me on my nose, I'm thinking. So I might go back to either taking the brakes off and going no brakes, just chuck an anchor out the back or something, or look into the possibility of drum brakes. Maybe go and see if there's some moped drum brakes or something I could get that might work better. I've seen the band brakes that you can use on go-karts and stuff, but I'm not sure about the band brakes. They might be adequate. It'll certainly be the cheaper option, I'm guessing. but I'm not, if I can get it in focus, I'm not so keen on those now. I like them, they work well, but I just don't think there's no flexibility at all. And say I am bothered if we can show how tight that rotor is in there. Can't really focus on it very well, but that rotor is extremely tight in there. No room for movement at all, just 1/8 of an inch either way. And with this axle being pretty much floating up and down, I know the brake calipers should float up and down with the axle. Just not sure what to do about that. There's some more thinking involved with that, I think. But again, this time has given me time to think and to just reflect on what I've done, what needs doing, and I reckon that'll be it for this year. I can't seem to get anything else together, so I'll put this little short video on and wish everybody a happy and prosperous new year. All the best to you, folks.